So, I am approximately 3 weeks married to the most amazing husband for me. And some things that I've learned already about married life. So, I am a late bloomer when it comes to marriage. I got married at the age of 50. Most people are getting married earlier than that, way earlier than that. So, I am kind of just documenting and keeping notes about things for people who are following suit to me, who have been single for a long time and then decide to get married at a later age. And I just want to give you some things to, like, some heads up. Number one, validation. So there something had came up in which I wanted validation um, from my husband about something that was bothering me, and I didn't get the validation. And I am such a crazy, wild species. And I remember thinking, what the freak am I married for if I'm not getting validation? You're supposed to be like my best friend. You're supposed to be like, right there with me, ride or die. And after I calmed down from having my temper tantrum, and I did not express this to my husband, by the way, I had this whole conversation with him in spirit, which you need to do sometimes. Sometimes you don't want to say the wrong things, right? And have to apologize. So anyway, after I calmed down and did some reflection, I realized that just because we get married, especially for those late bloomers of us who are getting married later in life and have these expectations or these, I don't know, romanticized ideas about what marriage will be like, no, when it comes to validation, expect to get validation from no one but yourself. You have to validate yourself. You have to. If something is bothering you and you understand why it's bothering you and you're looking for a solution, don't look for your spouse or anyone else to validate you at times, right? Have no expectations there. You have to validate yourself. The next thing I discovered, so I went to go visit my husband in the Gambia, and I'm all excited, so happy to see him, to be in his arms, and he's going to make everything better. He's my knight in shining armor, which he is. He makes everything better when I'm in his presence. He is my knight in shining armor. I live a soft life, a very easy life. He's wonderful. He's wonderful. But I had to get to him. I had to journey to him alone. And I remember having a temper tantrum in the airport in Gambia because he was only a few feet away from me. But I still had to go through immigration and all these other things. And they were asking me some questions that I did not know because it was related to my stay in the Gambia, which I had never stayed in the Gambia before. And my husband, was in charge of making all the arrangements and everything. So he knew everything, but he was not with me. And so this particular immigration officer is asking me simple questions that I could not answer, and I got very frustrated. And once again, I'm having a tantrum with him, his spirit. He's not there. He's like a few feet away on the other side of a wall. And I realized in that moment, after some careful reflection, that even though we get married, there will still be things that we have to do alone. I had an expectation for so long, all these years, that once you got married, you were always with your partner. Like you never had to do things alone. Like they were always there for you. And you know what? It's just not physically feasible. Currently, my husband and I live in 2 different continents, right? Not even countries, but continents. So, yeah, there are plenty of things I still do alone. even though I'm married. And there are plenty of things that he still does alone, even though we're married. And of course, it will not be like that forever. You know, it's a matter of a few months that we are dealing with this. But I don't want to say dealing like in a bad way. It's our choice, right? Circumstances and conditions. We decided to get married right away. But our lifestyles are not ready to join. And I don't know if I'm using the right words. I don't know if I should say our lifestyles are not ready to join. I would say that we just haven't planned to join our lifestyles together, but we wanted to be married. We planned to be married. So yes, as a married person, you will still do things alone. Whether you live with your partner or, like me, you live in a different country or continent than your partner, regardless, even if he and I still lived in the same household, there would be moments where he wouldn't be there and I would still have to do things on my own. And yeah, I had a little temper tantrum moment because he's supposed to do trash and he's supposed to do all the things that, I don't know, as soon as I got married, he's miraculously going to be there all the time to do all these things. And, it's not true. Oh gosh, I have to laugh at myself. There's still going to be times where I have to carry my bags by myself. There are still times where I'm going to have to navigate a portion of my journey alone, right? Just because he just physically can't be there all the time. But the good thing is knowing that this is just a portion or just a moment or 30 minutes or an hour that you have to navigate something alone, and that your spouse is only a phone call away, a text away, or a few hours away, right? Because you will see them later on. But yeah, 2 things I learned so far about being married for the last 3 weeks. Don't expect to get validation from your partner. Your validation should always come from you first. Secondly, just because you're married doesn't mean that you won't still have moments of being alone and having to navigate things on your own by yourself without your partner. Until the next video, have a blessed day.